Hi everyone. Every time I do a Zoom call, which seems to be a lot these days, I do it in front of these and people say, like, are those clothes? What is that behind you? And I go, it's now the 252nd time I've placed in my age group since 2006, just on plants, because somebody came up to me at a race once and I was wearing my Eat Vegan on $4 a day t-shirt and they said, oh, you can't do that. You can't run on a vegan diet. You can't eat on a budget like that. And I just sort of went, watch me. And so that's how all of this was born. I was starting to place in my age group back then, but it really wasn't until 2011 somebody kind of challenged me, and I thought, I got to start keeping track of this. So today I ran in the stand-up paddleboard 5K, the Sup and Run 5K, which is this, and I was trying to figure out how many times have I actually done this race, because it's really one of the most fun races in Sarasota. That is the finisher's medal. Now, they don't always give finisher medals at races, and I would say that really didn't start happening until about 5, 6, maybe 10 years ago. And I would say that to be on the safe side, maybe 20% of the medals you see here are finishers medals, but most of them are for officially placing in my age group, which this morning I did 3rd place. And I think this is the first time I've actually placed, although the records, I went back and checked last year and I did get 2nd, but I couldn't find the actual award for it. But maybe it's around here. Sometime, I've moved so many times. I don't even want to tell you how many times I've moved in the last 20 years. And so, you have things like one of my favorite races, the Frosty 5K. They give these ceramic, almost like ornament types of finishers medals, and you can see it's broken. I think that was the 3rd one I've broken. So I don't have always the finishers or the age group awards, but the stand-up 5K run is really, I found 2 finishers medals, and here is 5th place. This was from 2019, and then let's see, that was the 2021 stand-up paddleboard, and I think there was another one floating around here somewhere from even before that. But it's on a lake, and it's beautiful, and it's, even though it's off of 75, Nathan Benderson, who's a big commercial developer here in the Sarasota area, just donated this land, and there's a retention pond, as there often is many places here in Florida, just to keep it from flooding. And so there's this huge lake, and it's about 4 miles around, and we did the 5K around the race this morning. I have done stand-up paddleboarding. It's a lot of fun. I did it with my daughter about 8 or 9 years ago when she came to visit, and the guy who was renting the paddleboard said, I've never seen anybody in your age not only be able to get up, but to stay up for the entire hour we had the paddleboard wandering around mangroves and not fall in. So it's really a matter of having a strong core and balance, because you got to keep your balance when you're up there. And all of that through 41 years of running has given me that. But you might also notice that I'm not wearing my Eat Vegan on $4 a day shirt. This is the Get Set Up team uniform that I am proudly wearing, because in 10 days I'm going to be competing in the U.S. National Senior Games in Fort Lauderdale. And finally, after, like my publisher says, it takes decades to be an overnight success, they have finally, there's been this recognition that a vegan diet can keep you looking pretty healthy and feeling pretty healthy and doing all this stuff at, as I like to say today, I was 3rd in my age group, so I'm always going like, oh, only 6 months until I move up an age group. I'll be 70. And people are going like, you do all this and you're going to be 70. So that's what Get Set Up is promoting, and they are the largest online website for seniors, defined as anything over 50, because that's what the Senior Games is. Anybody over 50 can compete in the many different activities they have. But it's a free website where you can go and take classes, and you don't have to pay for the classes. You know, so many of these classes, it's like, what do you think this class is worth? $7, $15? I don't know. If you're on Social Security and a limited income, sure, you'd like to take the class, but you just don't have the money for it. And, you know, community centers were these wonderful places where I actually used to teach my Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine cooking classes back, 15 years ago, before my book started taking off and I had to travel and couldn't commit the volunteer hours to continuing to take those classes. So as a result, I kind of pulled back from that and just plugged into the running and racing when I could do that. But at these community centers, people would just wander in and spend a whole morning, maybe a whole day there, just having connections with other people, especially senior citizens. Even though the community center was for all ages, seniors tended to collect there, and just they would have lunch with my cooking class and then just stay around for the rest of the day. And the community center where I taught, they had a little gym, and so people would do workouts. There would be classes. There was a fabulous yoga class that I used to take there. And these kinds of things just disappeared with COVID. So Get Set Up is really becoming the online community center for people all over the world who not only want to take classes, but can just hang out and ask questions, talk to other people, and have this connection that COVID really destroyed for a lot of people. So I'm proud to be sponsored by them. I'm proud to be offering classes on their platform. That's going to be coming up shortly, and you'll hear more about that in different ways. But they gave me permission to wear the shirt today, and I said I'm probably going to be on the podium, which means the top 3 in my age group, or actually today the top 6, because it's put on by the Minnesota Track Club, and they always go what's called 6 deep. That means 6 awards in each age group. But you only got a trophy if you got in the top 3. So yeah, and I think the year that I got 5th place, you just get this ribbon. You just get the ribbon. But I say that kind of sarcastically. It still means a lot. I'm always amazed at some of these races that can be pretty large, and they only give 1st place, and they don't give a ribbon for 2nd or 3rd place. It doesn't cost that much, and it makes people feel like, okay, it was worth the effort to get out of bed this morning and do our thing. All right, well, I'm going to be giving you updates from the National Senior Games. That's in 10 days. This was, I think, my last race. There's another one next Friday I'm thinking about doing, but, I kind of want to make sure I get to the National Senior Games with fresh muscles and none of my issues that are, as they always do, I got a cranky ankle, fell through a trampoline when I was in high school. And, I've been able to do all this managing that particular issue, and then just a little bursitis that's been going on. I might as well share this with you, just to let you know that even if you think you have something that prevents you from running or doing whatever sport you're interested in, you can certainly get out there and do it. And, I should say, too, that I saw a dear friend of mine at the race this morning. She had been a really fast runner, had even done some marathons in recent years, and is in her upper 70s. And she's going like, oh, I just had my hip replaced, and I've been diagnosed with leukemia, and then they gave me chemo. And she said, I'm just going to walk it today. But she still came third in her age group. So, not that even placing in your age group is a big deal. It's all about getting out there and knowing that you have a purpose, because you want to be around, I don't know, if not for the grandkids, some other thing. You just want to be able to show up, and that's really what it's all about. All right, everyone, be sure to like and subscribe if this gives you some inspiration. I'm happy to do that. And we'll see you in the next one. Until then, I gotta run.